Hey everybody, Nicole Chapman from Fusion Profits. I'm coming to you today to talk about the CARES Act. Now this was just passed last week and there's still a lot of information that's being dissected. As with any bill, there's so many questions about it right now, right? So what I want to talk about today is just why I think that this is going to be very helpful to you, and I want to specifically outline the two loans that they are going to be offering to everybody in small business. So let's get started. Let's talk about it first. I want to say that I'm very, very excited reading through it and seeing that they're going to really be helping small business. This was a big concern for a lot of people, down to your sole proprietors, your smaller LLCs, people who have employees, some people who it's just them. Were very concerned that they were going to get excluded from any kind of government help or stimulus. So this is really encouraging to see, and reading through it, I do believe that this can really help small businesses and also boost the economy. I'm not an economist. Everybody has their different stances on everything. I'm not saying that everything's going to be 100% amazing in a month, but what I am saying is reading through it, I am very hopeful for the situation right now. And I think it's really important that everybody does stay hopeful about this situation, in addition to taking proper action to stay on top of everything. All right, so let's get into what these two loans look like. The first loan is called Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or also commonly known as the EIDL. Who is this loan for? I'm going to give you a quick summary. Small businesses under 500 employees, sole proprietors, nonprofits. Those are going to be your main people that we're going to be seeing heading towards this loan. What does this loan look like? How does it work? So this loan is backed by the SBA. You do not have to put up any personal collateral for this loan up to $200,000. So this is fantastic. A couple things to note about it is you can have terms up to 30 years at 2.75% for nonprofits and 3.75% for small businesses. This is amazing, you guys. The interest rate on this is incredible, and I think it really shows that they're trying to make sure they're taking care of small businesses in the best way possible. In addition to that, you can defer payments on this for up to a year. So you can receive the money, you can start working on your business, you can get people paid, you can get all the things done that you need to get done, and those payments won't be due until next year. And I think that is also a really important thing to note. So another hot topic about this specific loan is you can also apply for a grant of up to $10,000 that will be fast-tracked to you. Right now they're saying 3 days. I really caution saying 3 days. This is a whole new process. And so, take it step by step. I think at best, you can count on a couple weeks. But I think it's better to kind of plan on that rather than thinking that it's going to hit in 3 days. Hopefully, and that would be great. But I like to kind of set people's expectations up for that as well. So what happens is you will apply for the EIDL loan. With this, you apply for this $10,000 grant. It's up to $10,000, so keep that in mind. You will receive the money. If you get denied for this loan, what they're saying right now is you will not have to pay this loan back. So it's a grant. This portion of the loan is a grant, up to $10,000. This is incredible for my small business people. You small business owners, I just think that this is a great burst of cash in. So this is important to know, that this goes along with the loan process, and even if you don't get approved for the EIDL loan, you will still get that. Another thing to note about the loan is you don't get to choose your amount. So when you apply for the loan, the SBA will tell you, as of this point, it's not clear exactly how they're going to calculate this. So the SBA will tell you how much of a loan that they will give you. And then again, you can express that grant to yourself. Express payment that grant to yourself. So again, this is great for the small business owners. I'm really looking at these smaller businesses that don't have employees. I'll get to that with the next loan in just a second. I think that this is a great thing to look into for sole proprietors, if you're working for yourself, and you don't have a lot of people under you. I think that this is a good thing. You need a fast infusion of cash into your business. Go apply for this loan. Go and do it right now. I'm going to have linked in the comments where you can go on the SBA website to get this process started. Now, I want to say, what I didn't say in the beginning, is if your business has not been affected by this COVID-19, please do not apply for the loan. You do not qualify if you have not been affected. The loan officers, I'm sure, will get to that and see that, and all it really would do if you apply for it unnecessarily would be to take up somebody's time and kind of make the process a little bit more cumbersome. So this is also available until December 31st this year. So it doesn't mean that if you are not affected right now and in a month or two you're starting to feel the pressure that you can't go and apply for this loan. You can do this up until December 31st. So that's an important thing to note. What can the loan cover? So as of right now, it's a little broad, in my opinion, but for this one, general operating business expenses. So you can spend what you need to keep your business going. This is also a very important thing to ask when you apply for the SBA loan. When you apply for the EIDL loan and you get the credit, you're going to start a process and you'll get a lender, and you can ask questions directly to the SBA about what you can spend this money on. All right, so my personal highlights from this loan is, I think it's great. I think it's great that it's going to flush cash into the businesses, to the people that need it the most, especially the LLCs and sole proprietors who are, just looking for that relief. And, a $10,000 cash infusion into your business really could help you through this period of time. All right, let's talk about the Paycheck Protection Program, or the PPP. All right, who is eligible for this? Businesses with under 500 employees per location, sole proprietors, independent contractors, and nonprofits. Again, go check out that list. There are a few more other businesses that are, I just like to kind of generalize things. There are a few other businesses. If you think that this is a loan that you're interested in, please check it out. So the terms of this loan can be up to 10 years. So this is a little bit different. This one, you're going to apply directly through a bank or preferred SBA lender. As of right now, as of making this video, they're talking about opening up, because there's going to be such a demand for this. They're talking about going to local branches and opening up, if they're not already an SBA lender, that they're trying to make it possible so more banks can become an SBA lender just for this process. So as of this video, that's what I'm hearing. So that's also a great thing. So I would check with your local bank. If you're interested in this, I would check with your local bank, look up SBA banks. They're probably getting, flooded with calls and questions, but that's okay. That's, you want to make sure that you're getting on top of this process, especially if you need it. Okay, so this loan is given to you by a bank, preferred SBA lender. It is backed by the SBA, and you do not have to come up with any personal collateral. This loan you can get is up to $10 million. So I'm thinking about the businesses here that have more employees, more overhead costs, things like that. Some of the bigger businesses, this is going to be a very beneficial. When I say bigger businesses, I say in the small business world, the bigger businesses of those. Okay, so this loan is for a 10-year term, not to exceed 4% interest. So this is also really great interest rate. It's for a shorter term, of course, but you can also defer payments 6 months to a year on this as well. So this is also positive news for businesses. Now, how is this calculated? This is a little bit different than the EIDL loan that I just explained to you. This is going to be calculated based off of your payroll from the average payroll from the previous year. And then that average gets multiplied by 2.5. So this is how they're calculating right now the amount of the loan that you'll get. If you are seasonal, they also have different dates that they'll run the payroll off of. This will be a calculation that your lender is going to do for you. You don't need to worry about doing this. It's just to give you some knowledge about how this works and what this looks like. Okay, so just to give a quick example on that, if your average payroll costs, say, are $20,000, they will grant you a loan for $50,000. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is the other loan that we just spoke about, comes attached with a grant. You can apply for a grant for up to $10,000, right? This specific loan, and why it's really important and why I love it so much, is that for employers who are keeping their employees, who are not laying people off, they're going to be able to get their payroll, interest on their mortgage, rent payment, and utilities can be forgiven under this loan. Fully forgiven. I find this incredible because the point of this is to really, now I'm not going to get into all the little facts of this just right now, but you will be penalized on the amount of the forgiveness if you lay off employees. If you've laid off employees, don't panic. Everything we're hearing right now is bring them back on. This is what they want. This is the government really trying to make sure that people are keeping their health benefits, that people are keeping their all their benefits, their job, everything, and it doesn't have to fall completely on the back of the employer. And I just think that this is incredible. There's also clauses for people with commissions and tipped employees. So this is gonna be beneficial to restaurants. This is one loan that I'm really excited about for these businesses who have employees. If there's another video that I've released where I talk about how stressful it can be in these times when you have to make cuts in employees. And I just love that this is giving the opportunity for business owners to not have to feel that, to be able to do this. You will get the loan. Once you get the loan, you will use it to pay your payroll, all incurred payroll expenses. Again, that will be in the comments below. What exactly that means, because there's a lot of different variations of what that can mean for different businesses. And this is a great thing to double check with your loan officer on what exactly will be forgiven for you in this. So your payroll costs for the following 8 weeks from receiving the loan, your rent payments, your utility payments, and your interest on your mortgage will be covered under the amount that can be forgivable. So this is really exciting. So you're going to get a loan, you're going to be able to pay, and then you go back and you ask for forgiveness on these expenses. But more specifically, and I think what is the most important thing coming out of this is your payroll expenses here. Those are for most businesses, this is going to be your highest expense, and it's the people, So here are a couple of my personal takeaways from the PPP loan and why I think it's really great. This is putting cash in the hands of small business owners to take care of their employees as it stands right now for 8 weeks. So, and this includes your payroll costs. You can also have this go towards rent, like I had mentioned before, and different things. But, the most important thing is your people, right? And making sure that people are keeping their benefits and you're keeping things moving. Everything's at a standstill right now. This will help keep things moving, keep money flowing, which is very, very important. So as of right now, this loan is not currently available. Things are changing rapidly. As of the recording of this video, they are saying potentially at some banks as soon as Tuesday, which is tomorrow, at the end of the week, possibly 2 weeks. So it would be a great idea as you're watching this video to go and check with your local bank to see if they're going to carry it, somebody that you already have a relationship with, and you can get that conversation started. Otherwise, just keep a lookout. Visit your local, your state small business pages, banks, to see who is going to be carrying this for you. So at the end of this video, I just wanted to address a couple questions that I keep seeing come up right now. And one of the main ones is, can I apply for both loans? The answer, as I understand it as of today, again, please remember things are changing, is yes, you can. You want to, if you're a business owner who's having some cash flow issues right in this moment, you're going to want to go file for the EIDL loan and that reimbursement today. You want to get that going. You want to get that flowing to flush cash into your business. So one thing that's important to note is you cannot double dip with these loans and the forgiveness and the grant. So you could not get the $10,000 grant and then get the full amount of the forgiveness on the PPP loan. So that's one thing to know. What they'll do is, if you get that first initial influx of cash because you need it, they will take from the amount that is supposed to be forgiven on the PPP loan, they will deduct that amount. So there's no double dipping there. And one other thing that is also clear right now is your payroll, making sure that if you're taking payroll for the period of those 8 weeks on the PPP loan, that you're not also saying that you use the money for the EIDL loan for that same 8 weeks. So here's where it's very, very, very important for you to be keeping track of everything incredibly, incredibly well. Your bookkeeper, your accountant, if you're doing it yourself, you need to make sure that this is being tracked. My biggest piece of advice that I can give away from this, besides just the quick information that I have about these loans and why I think it's so great, is you need to be tracking this stuff more than ever, because you are going to want the government, the banks, to forgive this piece. So you have to be able to prove it. My strongest piece of recommendation can be that you open up a separate bank account, put these funds in it, and track every single penny coming out. It makes it clear. This went in, this went out, here are my expenses, this is what I spent it on. This is going to make, I can already tell from just hearing how things are working right now, you're going to want to get ahead and you're going to want to do this. You don't want to make an extra headache for yourself. So I hope this video was really helpful for you. I am going to be releasing more videos as I get more information. In addition, I have a group called Profitable and Empowered Entrepreneurs. This is where we really work together with entrepreneurs to understand their business finances, become empowered by their business finances, to feel good about what's going on, to have an understanding of everything. And so we're going to be talking a lot in this group specifically about the CARES Act and how to work on it, and even if it's needed, tips on, you know, how to keep your bookkeeping a little bit cleaner and stuff like that. I will also link that in the comments below. It's free. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. As I get you will get updated as I update more videos. If you have questions, please throw them down in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions that I can about this situation. And if I'm seeing a lot of the same questions, I'll pop back on and do another video explaining that. So make sure you subscribe so you get those alerts, and like this video. Please let me know if this was helpful, again, in the comments, and if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and everybody, just keep your head up. It's gonna be okay. Let's just focus on the things that we can do right now, and this is a positive step. So start taking action on the things that you can today to get things moving in your business again.